כל השנה הלכות בכל יום מובטח לו שהוא בן העולם הבא. בעזרת השם, today is 11th day of the month of Elul, Monday, second day of Parashat Kitavo. Bezrat Hashem will be discussing today two mitzvot. Mitzvah number 575 discusses how important it is for a person to fulfill every word that comes out of his mouth. Chas v'shalom, not opposite. Mitzvah number 576, we are obligated to allow our employees, our workers, to eat while they're handling food. We'll include over the people in the restaurants. We must allow them to eat the food that they're handling. All right, Bezrat Hashem, the mitzvot are sponsored today. Le'lu nishmat Aharon ben Moshe, להבדיל בין החיים למתים, לרפואה שלמה לכל חולי עמו ישראל בכלל, ליעקב בן רחל, יוסף חיים בן מפרד, חיה בת לאה, בשאר כל חולי עמו ישראל. בוריס בן תמר הרפואה שלמה. All right, mitzvah number 575. שנצטווינו לקיים כל מה שנחייב עצמנו בדיבור, משבועה, מנדרים וזולת זה, ועל כל נאמר. All right, so we have like this, that we are commanded to fulfill everything that comes out of our words, of our mouth, whether it was swearing or promising, and even more than that. ועל כל זה נאמר, it says in the Dvarim, chapter 23, pasuk 24, מוצא שפתיך תשמור. It says that whatever comes out of your mouth, you shall fulfill. Shmor over here means obviously fulfill, to do what you were promised. וכתב הרמב"ם ז"ל, it says over there in ספר המצוות, וכבר הפרישו מילות זו, הפסוק, ושמו כמו מילה ממנו לעניין. Right? ואולם המגיע מכל מה שזכרתי לך הוא שמצוות עשה הוא שיקיים האדם כל מה שדיבר בו מחיוב עצמו בדבר מהדברים. So the Rambam explains to us that a person should be very, very careful that if he obligates himself to do something with his words, he has to fulfill what he said. וכבר נכפלה הלשון בזאת המצווה הוא, והוא אומר אמרו במדבר, already it was repeated this mitzvah later on, earlier במדבר, chapter 30, פסוק ג' כל היוצא מפיו יעשה. Over there it says anything that a person comes out of his mouth, he shall do. So we see that over there that says whatever came out of your mouth, you shall do. And we'll be discussing right now what's the difference between the two. Okay, let's see it first of all. רבן ז"ל כתב, דפס עליו ואמר, כי הוא כלל שתי מצוות בכאן שהן חלוקות בדיניהם ועניין ועשאן אחד. So Ramban says that even though this is two different statements in the Torah, and it sounds like according to Rambam it's two different mitzvot, Ramban made them as one. כי הכתוב הזה של מוציא שפתיך, the first pasuk that tells us whatever comes out of your mouth, נאמר בעניין מה שאדם מחייב נפשו להשם יתברך. This is a person where he promises something to Hashem. בין שיהיה דבר מקורבנות או מצדקות. It doesn't matter. It's either מקורבנות או צדקות. והוא שנאמר כי דרש ידרשנו מעמך. As it says over there, they will be requested of you. כלומר שיבקש ממך הממון הנידור לו ויהיה לך בחירו חד. So if a person made a promise to give something amount of money or something, that if he is delaying it, he will have a sin for delaying the money. Meaning, we're talking about a person has the ability. We're not talking about somebody who said, okay, I'll promise, on Yom Kippur he promised $10,000, and he doesn't have the ability. We're talking about somebody who has the ability sitting in his bank, and he doesn't want to do it, or he's, let the shul beg me properly, or let the people beg me, or let people show that they really depend on me. Yeah? Such a games that a person is actually doing a sin. Right? Today, I went to, they gave me a book. You heard what happened today? I'm sitting quietly, minding my own business, and the Bala Koreh is leaving. He has to go somewhere. So, minding my own business, he gives me a book, says, hey, you have to read. You have to read. Right? So I said, wow. And he gave it to me, Baruch Hashem, he gave it to me before Baruch Shamar. So I did repetition 3-4 times, right? I'm not a Bala Koreh. But anyway, so you're reading, nobody else reads over here. I said, okay, nobody else reads. So now I could sit over here and say to myself, listen, how much honor I'm going to get by playing games? I could play a game. The playing game is, now it's time for the Kriyat Torah. I could sit on the side there and say, nah, I'm really not ready. I'm not. Nobody else could read. Can anybody else? Beg anybody else? Right? It's avera. It's avera. There's such a thing called Torah Tzibur. Right? We already discussed before Baruch Shamar. There's nobody else. If there's nobody else, there's nobody else. Go up in the. A person could sit over here and contemplate. What will make my name better? Right? People say, oh, look. But it could be a negative. A person jumps up and goes right away up there. Because he doesn't even know how to read, and he's already standing there, right? So that's a cheshbon. That's a personal calculation. That's a personal calculation. A person will be responsible. You don't do avirot mitzvot on the cheshbon of others. No, never. You don't do mitzvot. You're delaying every second. As we saw, Shulchan Aruch is very makpid on Torah Tzibur, right? So same thing here. If a person promised money, and he's delaying. Why? He wants people to call him 100 times. He wants that honor. People are running after him. You see? People run after him. They need me so much. He comes to on Rosh Hashanah. You hear? He comes on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and he says to Hashem, you see? I got 10,000 phone calls because people need me. 10,000 phone calls. People need my tzedakah. Yeah, people need a tzedakah. Rasha. It was 5,000 phone calls from one guy that you promised him long time money. Shem Rachem.
Coffee?
Is there milk?
No milk.
So I'm gonna drink coffee.
I have to wake up.
You promised me milk in the morning today.
I was very tired. I want to do it yesterday.
יש ערק, אני אקח ערק. לא מצאו ערק?
Mix it with arak.
They fix ערק. Somebody drink that all the ערק over here. I don't know. On Shabbat they finished. Anyway. לכן אמרו זכרונם לברכה. It says over there in Rosh Hashanah. You drank all the ערק?
No, just kidding.
Shem Rachem Alei. You walked all the way from where are you? Sheridan? You walked all the way here to drink arak. It's a joke. It's not. You think he drinks? He drink a little. If he drinks. Okay. It says in Rosh Hashanah, דף ד' עמוד א', חייבי החרמים והערכים וההקדשות וההטעות והשמות ועולות ושלמים צדקות ומעשרות בכור ומעשר ופסח לקט שכחה או פיה, כיוון שעברו עליו 3 רגלים, עובר בכל עתה אחר, בבת האחר. So you have like this. The Gemara over there discusses when is the person does the avera of Valta Acher, of delaying his promises. And some people do that. Some people love to, I know a guy, I was told this guy is a multi-billionaire. Every Rosh Hashanah he buys Neila $18,000. Yeah? Right. Every Rosh Hashanah, every Yom Kippur, no problem. Now what happens? They run for him to get the $18,000. The shul needs to wait till Pesach. Maybe Aharon Shel Pesach they get it. Every year the same thing.
Pay zealot right away.
The people don't understand. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't bet. You don't beat Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Let me wait. Pay later. Immediately. Khalas.
No, not only that. If you forget,
Khalas.
You have to pay. You have to pay.
Yeah, you have to pay anybody.
That's what I do. I pay all my bills fast. I look for my brother.
Huh?
All my bills fast.
So here, Rav Moshe says maybe he wants to delay. Again, Shlosha Regalim is only for Beit HaMikdash. Beit HaMikdash does not need your money to sustain itself. Beit HaMikdash, everybody, all the collection was done when? When? We said it before? Rosh Chodesh? Adar. From Adar till the end of Adar, collected millions. Imagine you have, imagine you have 15, 20 million Jews in Israel. Right? In 1 month, 30 days, they collect 10 million, what's the name? Silver coins. 20 million b'chatzei shekel, which is 10 grams, let's say, 10 grams. So 20 grams of silver, they would collect 10 million grams of silver. You know what that is? You know what you could sustain with that? And in those days, how much already was today? Sheep is about $300. In those days, you could buy it maybe for five shkalim. 5 silver coins, you could buy a kevsa. You have 10 million of those. What are you going to do with them? There was no salary. Kohanim, no salary.
What they do with this?
Kohanim didn't get any salary from Beit HaMikdash.
Levim also.
Oh, Levino also. So how did they do it? They buy the korbanot, they make the building nice, everything, of course. They use the money. So Beit HaMikdash doesn't need your money. It never needs any money. So what's this? A person, what's not over here, we're talking about over there, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is being lenient with us. It has to pass 3 Chagim. Anything that a person made a swear that he says, even my value, he says, I'm giving to Beit HaMikdash my value, or my whole family value. Let's say a person was on a boat, and the boat was about to go kaput, and he survived, all his family survived. He comes to and he says on the boat, we survived, we're going to give Erchenu. So his value, his children's value, his wife's value, all that he has to bring to the Mikdash. So all the promises that a person makes, it takes to the Mikdash 3 Hagim. As we said yesterday, it could be actually 23 months. It could be actually 23 months until a person is going to not fulfill the mitzvah.
From when to when?
Okay, as we said yesterday, it has to be that the person makes a promise before Pesach, a day before Pesach, meaning on the 14th of Nisan, and now starts the count. After Pesach starts the count. Pesach doesn't even count. After the Pesach starts the count. Okay? So now, Shavuot, Sukkot, until Pesach he must bring the Korban. If not, after Pesach he's already Isur D'Oraita. He's already Isur of delaying the payment. So, but let's say he made a promise on the 16th of Nisan. If he started and said the promise on the 16th of Nisan, I give a Nadav, it doesn't chal until next Pesach. Doesn't start the count. No. Now he has 5 regalim, looks like.
I have to do all the regalim.
All the, not all the regalim. You're mixing up the things.
The holidays.
No, you're mixing up. Hold on. It has to be, you made a neder before Pesach, before 15th of Nisan. You made a neder on 14th of Nisan, now starts the counting. After Pesach, starts counting. Shavuot, 1 Chag, Sukkot, 2nd Chag, Pesach, if you wait till after Pesach, it's a 3rd Chag, and that's already Avera. So right before Pesach, you do the Korban, you bring your sacrifice, no problem. However, I'm repeating, if you made a promise that you're going to give a Korban or sacrifice anything or money, anything to Beit HaMikdash, on the 16th of Nisan, let's say you did it on the 16th, day after Pesach, now doesn't count. Shavuot doesn't count, Sukkot doesn't count, Pesach doesn't count. After Pesach starts to count.
You have to wait to Pesach because it's over already.
Right. Now, this is talking about a person not to do the Avera. But, so we're learning right now, as soon as you made a neder to make a payment. You made a neder and you're in the Beit HaMikdash, you're next to Yerushalayim, you have money to buy the sheep, you made the money, you have money to pay for your erech. Do all of this right away, without any delay. Okay, that's what we're talking about today. Now, today's day and age, somebody made a promise to the shul. Chas v'shalom to think that he could pay a shul 6 months later. Chas v'shalom, immediately. Immediately. Poor people especially. There's a whole big discussion. And the shul, every shul is the poor today. You have electricity, how much costs electricity? They have to pay the rabbi's salary. They have to pay the shamash, the gabayim. They have to pay cleaning crew. Everybody has to get paid. That people are spending the time. Baal Koreh has to get paid. You made a nizava, you made $1,000 pledge. Hello, Habibi. We have to run after him 15 months to get $1,000. Hello. Somebody else could have paid $900. What you made $1,000 for? Who needs you? Somebody else paid $900. He would have paid already a long time ago. Yeah? Anyway, so that's what we're talking about. Whatever we say, we must do. Okay, so now, besides promises, there's another word that a person promises. For instance, I will do something. I will read a whole Sefer Tehillim. Or I'll eat this apple, or I will not eat this apple. What are those considered? So over there, it says in the Pasuk, what? Right? It's talking about the mitzvot of pledges to the Beit HaMikdash. There, it gives you ichur after 3 chagim. But, however, when a person said, I'm going to fulfill something, I'm going to read Sefer Tehillim, or I'm going to say, I'm going to keep Shabbat. Not keep Shabbat, he doesn't have choice. I'm saying, he wants to eat on Shabbat, he will not eat cake on Shabbat. Oh, that's a good promise.
It's me.
I will not eat cake on Shabbat, right? Something like that. That's supposed to be for his health. Okay? וזהו שהוצרך לכתוב להבטיח וכי תחדל נדור לא יהיה בכך חטא. שאילו בנדרי ביטוי תדבר באמת, לא היה צריך לומר שלא יהיה בנו חטא אם נחדל מנדרי ביטוי. Okay, so again, so we will have, if a person promises something, So the question, the element of what? Under which category? So Ramban says under category over there says Kol Mitzvotecha. It's talking about Michayev Mitzvah, as we already explained, and now we're talking about Mitzvah Kiyum Motzei Svatim. Mitzvah Kiyum. So the over here it's telling you whatever you say, meaning I'll meet you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. I'll meet you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. You said it out of your word? Khalas. You are obligated to be there. If you're smart, 1 to 12.
When you pray somebody, you come there.
You should be there 5 minutes before 12. Why? Because in Shamayim you said 12 o'clock.
They said they told I'm going to come to the job at 12. They come late. 1, 2.
No, okay, that's okay. Now workers is a different story. You expect workers to be late because you know that he does other jobs. But let's say you're not working, you have nothing stopping you. You are a person who are on your own. You don't have obligations to go fix somebody's kitchen. Somebody's kitchen, there's things would go wrong there, so you could delay, and that's understandable.
So you told me come at 12, you come late.
That's a problem. There is no heter for that because you don't have anything that delays you. Nothing's supposed to delay you. Or you call up the person and say, I can't make it. You can't make it. Yeah.
Now, what about Averot? We say, Hashem, I'm not going to do this Averah anymore, and then you fall.
Right, so that's not the same. Well, again, we already discussed this last night. Averot, beautiful question, Rabbi Yonatan says. What about Averot? We stand on Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, all the time, we say we're not going to do, and throughout the year we do all the Averot the same thing. We're all a bunch of liars and crooks, right? No. It says like this. Ba'asher hu sham. Kadosh Baruch Hu is listening to us as you are right now. Right now, I'm regretting the Avirah. It's a Satan. What can I do? I'm not sitting there. Ashamnu, bagano, in my mind. Come on, I'm just saying the words. That's Avirah. But the guy person is sitting there and he's truly Ashamnu, Hashem, I'm very sorry. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Yeah, it goes out 3 minutes later, again he screams at people. Okay. What happened now? What is he, a faker? No. He's not a faker. He's trying to control himself. So he has this desire, tava. So you're going to say it's the same thing in relates to a person making promises, just promising people, and then he doesn't fulfill? Yes or no? Yes or no? A person has to be very careful what comes out of his mouth. You have to be very careful what you say.
Sometimes if you don't do it,
we have a problem.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, but that's to Hashem only, not to people.
There we go.
The people is different.
Okay.
People, whatever you promise, Hashem we promise, and we nishal. It's one thing. But a person is not Hashem. People are not merciful. Everybody's merciful. That's not the point. The point is I need to work on myself. I need to make sure I'm not a person just talking things. In all my regards, either the Torah I'm learning, so everything I teach I have to fulfill, obviously, and anything that I say I fulfill, and not just have hefker words, just throwing words around.
Like this, is your gibor?
ועובר על זה, ולא קיים דיבורו בנדרי גבוה, כגון קורבנות, בנדרי בדק. Anybody who who makes a promise and he doesn't want to pay, וכמו שכתבנו בסדר אנוכי השם, right? ביטל עשה זה. Really, he gets punished for not מקיים this mitzvah. Meaning it's like saying Kriyat Shema. A person doesn't want to say Kriyat Shema that day. He's going to get punished for not saying Kriyat Shema that day. If he didn't do tshuva. Same thing, right? Same thing over here. A person made a promise, and now he doesn't fulfill his promise. He says, I don't want to fulfill my promise. Oh, in that case, he will get punished in Shamayim. Beit Din has no power over there, no control. Okay. Now, let's see. Mitzvah number 576. מצווה עלינו להניח השכיר לאכול בזמן שכירותו בדברים ידועים. Now, I own a restaurant and I have workers. They're handling food all day. There's an obligation of the Torah. Mitzvah 576, where Allah must allow them to eat. There's no business, let me charge you let me give you a discount. Nothing. If they're dealing with food, the Torah tells us, just like a horse.
What do you mean?
Like a horse, and a horse is working for you, or an ox, or a donkey. What?
What is that about the food?
If you have a restaurant,
yes,
you have workers, they're handling food, you must allow them to eat.
You must what?
You must allow them to eat. That's halakha.
So if I have workers, I give them to eat?
They must eat.
If they eat, it's
free. Huh?
But that's what it's talking about. If you're in the food industry.
Yeah.
Food industry.
Specifically, as it says over there, Shulchan Aruch says specifically a horse. When you work, If you're working,
לא, אם אתה מוכר בגדים, אתה לא חייב לתת להם אוכל.
בטח
אם
לא.
אתה עובד במסעדה, אתה נותן.
that's right. Yeah. It's like a horse. A horse when they're walking the horse, you're gonna stop his mouth. Asur la'asim the show, right? You're not allowed to put a cover in his mouth because he wants to eat. Let him eat. You're not allowed to. Same thing. Your workers like horses, and that's the halakha l'mishulchan aruch paskins. That's what Shulchan Aruch says. Let's see. שנצטווינו להיות השכיר אוכל בשעת עבודה מהדבר אשר יעבוד בו. And we'll learn tomorrow or the next day. There's going to be a prohibition actually, right? Workers are not allowed to eat from food that they're harvesting. So again, in the restaurant or in the packing plant where they pack all the fruits, the vegetables together, he's allowed to take a grape. But in the field, if he's harvesting, asur. Over there, he's not allowed to eat. He was going down, and we'll see. So we'll see the halakha over there. Also, they're not allowed to take it home from you. They want to pay, they pay you for taking it home, but they're not allowed to. That's going to be tomorrow. But again, it's very important. What's the purpose of this mitzvah? Just quickly, משורשי המצווה ללמד את בני הישראל להיות להם נפש יפה ורצון טוב. The purpose of this mitzvah is to have a good soul, a good behavior, ומתוך כך תחול ברכת השם עליהם. No, because I don't understand. You don't feel sorry for the guy. He sees the food. Whole day he's like this on top of the food. And have rahmanut on the guy. Let him eat. Alas, habibi, eat, go, work.
So why the one that harvests like a grape, unbelievable grape, can't touch?
Good. So the good question. Very good question. Hear Rav Moshe's question. What about grapes? What harvesting?
Yeah.
Why not? Harvesting.
No.
No, harvesting is you're doing right now for the boss right now work, and you're not supposed to be looking. That's the point. You're not supposed to be looking. Harvesting is taking. You're working like a machine. Imagine they're gonna start paying you looking at every grape. So over there they're not allowed. Buy what's his name? Buy fruit when you're handling. You want to make sure you're selling it how beautiful. So you're careful to make it nice. So over there we are obligated.
So I understand this way. Please, you said if I have restaurant and I give the restaurant the servers, I have to give them food for free.
Yes.
If I have supermarket now, the one
Same
they
thing. If there's food that they're handling, yes.
You know, they sell like I have supermarket.
Well, everything is packaged. If everything is packaged, no.
Everything.
If it's not packaged, because you must give the food, yeah. All right. Well, what's the avera? Obviously, it's avera. Hashem's commandment. If a person doesn't allow his servants to eat,
So when you have servant, you said yesterday,
what
they
happens?
work for you. Have to give the servant first.
So the
When you have maid, they work for you. You have to give first.
So, מנוהגת בכל מקום ובכל זמן, this mitzvah, everybody זכרים לחייבות שניהם, ועובר על זה ולא הניח שכירו לאכול, על העניין הנזכר ביטל עשה זה. Because already, he doesn't get lashed, he did avira for not allowing his servants to work. Have a wonderful day. If you need to make a lot of money, make a lot of money without any headache.